Hey guys, VTech here, Blueberry Hill. So here we are blasting a little bit. This is March 30th to April 3rd. We decided to, the railing that's going to go up on the deck on the above the master bedroom area, decided to use the locking bars from the containers. We have quite a few of them. Chopped them in half, and these are going to be, I believe, around 42 inches off the deck itself, around there, because we're not sure where we're going to position it on the header on the outside of the deck yet, but close enough. It'll be way above code. Code is, I think, 36 to 40 something or other. I'm not sure there's an upper limit there, but anyway, these are free because we have them already. I just needed to blast them. They had paint and junk on them, corrosion a little bit, so got my handy dandy dustless blaster. So took care of that. Took a little while. Round tubes and stuff like that is a little harder to blast because it takes way too much media, and you got to move it over several times. But all in all, it worked out pretty good. We have, I believe, something like 20 something odd railings, or posts rather, and you see the plates on the bottom of those things. I'm going to weld those up. Here I go, and we'll make use of what we have. These are just going to get, the plates turned out real good. There's 4 bolt holes. We're going to bolt it to the 2x12 that's hanging off the deck, and we'll be good to go there. And the cross bars are going to be 1/2 inch solid rod welded to these as well. No bolts, no nothing. Simple, easy, weld it once and done. They will be painted matte black, so that'll be interesting. But anyway, it was going pretty good. So did a little cleanup. There was a little bit of splatter. I believe this is some kind of a galvanized metal. It won't rust, but the splatter, I didn't take out the rubber components from behind the plate. So, you know, the welding was, I would say, not as clean as you'd prefer, and of course I didn't grind anything. I just kind of splattered it in there with the MIG. But all in all, everything turned out nice and ready to roll. So here's April 2nd. I decided to flip gears a little bit. Started doing the skirting on the side of the right side of the building. We have a bunch of leftover art panels from the shops, and not the roof, but the actual metal building, or my shop, and decided to use those as extensions on the sides where the pillars are. We're building basically like a fence kind of structure. I have concrete anchors. They dig in really nice. You pre-drill, you shove it on there, and then just for giggles, I actually put a little bit of concrete adhesive on there, urethane based. So I screw one on, level it out, screw the other ones in, and off I go. That's for the pillars. Now the pillars aren't 100% lined up together. If you look down the side of the building, it was super hard to get them to be that. But regardless, we're putting the metal that kind of lines up with the outside of the building right now. And Job Mass is coming from to do some siding on it, or give us the estimate this next coming Friday. And there'll be a little bit of an overhang, I'm sure, with the panels he's putting up. So we're gonna wrap the whole entire building in more R panels. So steel on steel on steel should look pretty good. And we are gonna paint the bottom of these skirts probably a flat or satin black acrylic paint. So the process on these 2x is the same. I actually pre-drilled them already. I didn't show you that. Then I put one screw into the top, pre-drilled a hole for the concrete. I snapped that in there. You saw me do the level check. It went by really quick. And then I continued drilling the other holes into the concrete, and then just snap in the bolts. You see how many tools I have there. I have like 3 different. I have 1 impact and 2 drills that I'm using to do the work. Flipping bits is always fun, but it worked pretty good. And so far, so good. The bit I'm using to go into the concrete's been lasting, so that's pretty cool. So now it's time for the cross panels. Again, just like fence work. So I have 2.5 inch the construction screws with the T25 head. Work great. I was doing this alone today. Angie's going to help me later on doing the rest of it. But anyway, she wasn't around at the time, so I decided to just muscle with it myself and moved on. So here I'm doing the R panel. I'll show you that in a minute, a little more of a close-up. Say hello to my little friend, the guillotine. So I measure it up. It's there's a nice slope right to the property. So you measure up the angle, and I went from right to the left because that's the way it's snapped together. And I'm just measuring, cutting off a little bit for that recess on the concrete footing. screw it down, and then measure the next one up and cut it, snap it in place. Pretty straightforward. I like the way that the R panels kind of overlap each other for more stiffness, and just put it together a little bit nicer. Works great. So the process, just rinse and repeat at this point. It worked pretty good. You notice I have different color panels on there. They're going to get painted, and I think the only way you can really paint these things, clean them up real good, and then squirt them with acrylic. That should last for quite a long time. Usually you don't paint these because there's no real paint that sticks that great to the surface they put on these R panels. They last a long time. I think they're baked colors on there, so it is what it is. But anyway, we're gonna paint it black just to match the rest of the building and make the bottom kind of disappear-ish. So we'll see how that turns out.
So I figured I'd show you guys the guillotine. So this is a R panel guillotine chopper. You can see the type of blade that's in there. It's meant for the R panel itself. They have different blades. It's a fairly expensive little toy. I thought I would just sell it, but heck, I'm using it now for the skirting, so it's actually working out pretty good. It works really well. It does the full panel, one big chop, and you get a nice clean cut. I'm doing it on a hillside, so it's not the best thing to be doing, but at the same time, it's working really nice. I'm glad I have it, because otherwise I'd have to chop it, and the lines would not be as straight. So this thing makes it nice and straight, and so far so good. Anyway, interesting, I think.
So April 3rd, continuation, just finishing up the last two sections of skirting on that side. Actually, just one more little one, but we're doing the big ones first, just so we have enough material. Then we're going to figure out what to do with the short ones. A couple of the ones near the top of the hill we're not going to bother with. We're just going to surround that by some kind of rock. We have tons of rock, so we're going to make a little rock wall there or whatever. After they put the siding on. But anyway, just how to do these in together. Just basically put all the concrete stuff together first. And then have Angie help me put the cross pieces on and help with the panels. So pretty straightforward. Here I'm doing a shuffle with the tools. You see me doing the same thing I did the other day. Basically, you know, pre-drill, glue, and then hit the anchors into the concrete. It made a huge difference when. Hopefully, I show a final shot of this when it's done. It looks a lot better. Obviously, because you don't see all the junk underneath the container, like Bobcat and stuff down there. But anyway, this is kind of the north side, and the wind actually, when it's pretty windy or cold wind, especially in the wintertime, it blows really hard on this side of the building, straight diagonally across the bottom of the building. So this will keep all the pipes and stuff from getting direct wind, and probably help increase the temps a little bit underneath there. Anyway, that's about it for this. I'll let you finish watching the rest of my my skirting attempts, and then we're gonna move on to something a lot more interesting. Guess what? Spray foam time. Yeah. So I had to rip a little piece in half. I used the clippers, made it pretty straightforward. Cleaned it up, cut it to length, cut a little recess for the footer on the post, and off we went. And here's the last piece on that side of the building that we're going to do. The opening on the left, we're just going to skirt that with rock. We have plenty of rock. They grow like crazy out here, so we're going to, once we get the siding put on, we're going to take care of that, and little teeny bit of landscape on this area as well. But this is going to be the garden side of the house anyway, so we'll be making planters and stuff like that eventually, you know, not today. But anyway, pretty easy. Hope you enjoyed this part of the effort. We didn't have to do this at this time, but since I'm running out of things to kind of do while we're waiting for temps to stabilize so I can do the spray foam, that's what we're waiting on. That's my next big task. I have a couple little things to do, but nothing that's taking huge amounts of time or effort. So it was kind of, this had to get done anyway, so seemed like a perfect time. Plus I cleaned up my shop because a lot of these air panels that I'm using actually came from the corner of the shop, so yay. Anyway, looks cleaner, but we'll see how it looks when it's finally done. Job's coming here to give us an estimate on the siding, and see what metal we have from Bill to use. We're using a lot of our panels we got from Bill on the top and pool area, so we'll see how that floats. We got tons of steel, so we're going to use it, and the rest we're going to recycle and make a few dollars on. Well, anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. This is the end of this video. I'm going to shoot more of the skirting on the left side of the house. It's a little more involved, a little more interesting, a little harder actually, but less screwing into concrete, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Next coming up, it'll be, I think, exciting because it's the spray foam time. Yay! Anyway, talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.